Hey, what's up everybody? Mistvallymaster for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council here, going to show you a new deck profile for a all new deck that I created some weeks ago and have been playing around with a bit in the recent past. And that is my Inzektor Zexal weapon deck. Got the idea to make this after seeing some people making Zexal weapon, like a wind-up Zexal weapon deck, using things like wind-up Shark and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that's a pretty good idea. It helps use windups, which took a big hit in the ban list, and ever since then, even though they're still pretty good, aren't considered all that terrific anymore. So I was thinking, well, why don't I tank Inzektors, which I really, really love Inzektors, kind of because they share, in a way, a couple similarities with Dragunities. So why don't I take these guys, which were hit a while back and are still really good, but not considered in the top tier anymore, and combine them with Zexal weapons? So that's what I did. And this is the result. And I played around with this quite a bit. It works really well. I mean, yeah, for anybody who plays Inzektors, they know that these guys can swarm the field really easily because, Dragonfly is just way too good for his own good. And if you abuse this guy by equipping things like the Inzektor Sword Zect Caliber and the Inzektor Gigamantis, you equip these onto Dragonfly, and then you equip Inzektor Hornet, preferably with his own effect. But if you've already used his effect and equip it to something like Centipede, activate Hornet's ability, destroy whatever is equipped to Dragonfly. Dragonfly's effect activates at least once, if not twice, special summoning out 2 new monsters. And then thanks to Inzektor Ladybug here, you can increase their levels, which makes it easy to bring out things like ZW Lion Arms and Utopia, and even Shockmaster is pretty easy to bring out with this deck. Alright, so let's go over some of the cards and why I didn't put in some other cards and stuff like that. Alright, so we got 2 Gigamantis, we got 3 Centipede, 1 Hopper, 1 Dragonfly, 1 Hornet, 3 Ladybug, 2 Maxi, 2 ZW Tornado Bringer, and 2 ZW Lightning Blade for the monsters. Well, up here is the pre-standard lineup for Inzektors. I mean, anybody who plays Inzektors will play 3 Centipede, at least 1, if not 2 Gigamantis. I prefer 2 because I go through both of them real fast. And then 1 Hopper. Some people don't play this, some people play 2. In my regular Inzektor deck, I play 2 because I run out of Centipedes real fast. But in this deck, I feel that if you've pulled off the combos well enough to the point where you are kind of hoping you wish you had a second Hopper, you've probably got a very good game situation as is. A Utopia equipped with at least 1, if not both, ZW weapons, which is the whole point of this deck. Alright, of course, 1 Dragonfly. Of course, if we had any more, we'd add more, but this guy's way too broken to put at more than 1. And same with the Hornet. 3 Ladybug, it increases their levels, which is absolutely fantastic, and also combos extremely well with Insect Imitation. So this tributes 1 monster, special summon 1 insect-type monster from your deck whose level is 1 higher than the tributed monster. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be even an insect. I mean, it can be just any level 2, which means you can tribute Maxi. I mean, Maxi is so good as it is, but let's say you draw into it, and it's like, well, you're playing against a deck where you can't really use it too much, or very first turn, you've got Maxi in your hand, but you've also got the ability to make a Utopia with both Zexal weapons if you use the Maxi. Well, go ahead, normal summon Maxi, activate Insect Imitation, tribute it off, bring out your Dragonfly, go into your loops. I run 2 of each of the Zexal weapons because I'd like to draw into 1 out of 4, if at all possible, because this deck can make the ZW Lion Arms and fetch the other one to your hand very easily, but I like to start off with 1 in my hand if at all possible. So yeah, I would not run more than 4 because you don't want to draw into multiples, at least multiples of the same type, and it can clog up your hand if you draw into 2 or 3 of these guys. It can clog up your hand a bit, but I think 2 of each is a pretty good amount. That being said, you could run 1 of each and then trade out the others for some other card like Card D or a Card Trooper or something like that to give you a little more drawing power, but this has been working out pretty well for me. So as far as the spells go, we run the 3 Insect Imitation. We got 3 Heart of Clear Water. So good. If the equipped monster's attack is 1300 or higher, this card is destroyed. The monster equipped with this card is not destroyed as a result of it or by the effect of a card that targets the monster. Damage calculation is applied normally. So you could just equip this to your Dragonfly to protect it, but what most people do is they'll equip this onto your Dragonfly or onto your Centipede, and it will automatically self-destruct, and then you get the abilities of whichever monster is equipped to. If it was equipped to a Centipede, which automatically has too much attack, you get to search out another Inzektor card from your deck. If you have Dragonfly on the field, its attack isn't high enough yet. All you have to do is use its ability, either equip a Ladybug, because this will equip, let's see, equal to this card's attack defense. That's how much it goes up by. So it will increase Dragonfly's attack by 500, or you can equip the Hornet, and its attack will go up by 500 because of that, because they both have 500 attack. So Dragonfly is suddenly too strong for Heart of Clearwire. You equip Heart of Clearwire onto Dragonfly, it self-destructs. Inzektor Dragonfly's effect goes off. You get to special summon another Inzektor from your deck. Heart of Clearwire is so good. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, because it's got 2 very important purposes. First of all, it of course kills back row. And ZW decks like to kill back row as much as possible, because Utopia equipped with all 3 ZW weapons, mainly the Lion Arms, the Tornado Bringer, and the Lightning Blade, can go for game because he has 8,000 attack points. But if your opponent has something like a Compulse, which they activate on your Utopia as soon as you summon it, then you're potentially in a little bit of trouble, because your main monster is gone. So Mystical Space Typhoon both kills back row, which CW weapons really want to get rid of. But second of all, it is very good at getting rid of cards equipped to your Dragonfly and Centipede. Like, for instance, let's say you've got access to a Dragonfly on the field, and I don't know. He's already used his effect. You've got you cleared the field of something. I don't know. You got a Heart of Clear Water in your hand, and you've got a Mystical Space Typhoon in your hand. Well, you can equip the Heart of Clear Water onto it. Mystical Space Typhoon, the Heart of Clear Water, Inzektor Dragonfly's effect will activate. I know that sounds like a really weird circumstance, but there have been a few times where I've had to use Mystical Space Typhoon to kill things on my Inzektors. Or let's say you've already used Dragonfly's ability, you equipped a Hornet, you detached it, you killed something your opponent had, and you equip a Gigamantis onto your Dragonfly. Well, then you can Mystical Space Typhoon the Gigamantis, get both Gigamantis' ability and Dragonfly's ability. So, the point being, Mystical Space Typhoon can either kill your opponent's back row, or, and this is just as important, it can kill your own cards equipped to your Centipede and your Dragonfly, and thereby activate their respective abilities. Alright, so that's 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Inzektor Sword, Inzektor. Some people run 3. I don't like running 3. I think 2 is plenty, but that's just my personal opinion. 1 monster important, of course, because we shouldn't have it, but we do. 1 card destruction, just because, if you manage to somehow open up with a pretty bad hand, but you've either got a Ladybug or Hornet or something possibly playable, just discard off to the grave. Hopefully you draw into a Dragonfly or a Centipede. 1 Heavy Storm, of course. 1 Pot of Avarice, of course. 1 Foolish Burial. Helps put things in the grave, like your Ladybug or your Hornet are going to be the big 2. Although if you can put other things into the grave as well, like a Gigamantis or a Dragonfly, and then Excalibur's ability can add it back to your hand or something like that. There's other shenanigans you can do, but mainly it's for the Ladybug and the Hornet. 1 Allure of Darkness, because all of your monsters are dark except for the Maxi and the ZW cards. It's not always all that helpful. I mean, I will admit, a lot of times when I activate it and I draw 2 more cards, it's like, oh, I don't want to banish anything in my hand, but you have to, so you have to get rid of, say, that Ladybug, for instance. So it's not always all that helpful, but it's helpful just enough that I am leaving it in here. 2 Boundless Trap Holes, it's a staple, 2 Fiendish Chain, and 2 Compulse, because this is my typical lineup in a lot of the decks I make. I just run 2 of these 3, and it seems to work really well. Alright, as far as the extra deck goes, we've got the 1 Tears Keeper of Genesis, 1 ZW Lionarms, 1 Volcasaurus, 2 Utopia, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Photon Path the Operative, 1 Degusto Emerald, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 Lava Volt Chain, 1 Acid Golem, 1 Leviathan Dragon, 2 Levier the Sea Dragon, and 1 Wind Up Zen Mains. Levier absolutely have to run it too, because the only way your opponent can really stop your combos from going off ultimately is by banishing either Dragonfly and or Hornet, preferably the Dragonfly. I mean, if they banish it, then they know you can't Monster Born it. You can't Call the Haunted it, because a lot of the Inzektor decks run Call the Haunted. You know, there's no way you can bring it back. So if they do that, you need Levier to be able to bring it back onto the field. So that's why I run 2. Gotta have 2 Utopia because it's a ZW deck. Gotta run 2 Utopia, right? Alright. As far as the side deck goes, this is not a side deck. These are here purposefully just to tell you why these cards are not in the main deck. Okay, 2 Goldblind Berg, 2 Photon Slayer, which is actually supposed to be Photon Slasher, I guess. It just says Slayer up in the picture. These, I was trying to add these into the monster lineup just because some ZW decks run these, because it makes it easier to bring out level rank 5 or rank 4 monsters. But this was really just conflicting with the style of the deck, and it was creating dead draw hands, and it was just clogging up the field. They just weren't helping at all. Inzektors, if you get off the good combos, which is just really having a Ladybug and an Insect Imitation and some kind of equipped card like a Heart Clearwire or a Inzektor Swords that Caliber in your hand. You know, if you've got those 3 cards, basically you can get access to Utopia and probably a Lion Arm so easily. So you really don't need to run these. It just gets in the way, makes the deck, you know, it puts impurities in the deck that really shouldn't be there. Alright, the third of each of these, again, not really needed. Third, Max C. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, but, you know, if you want some more drawing power, by all means throw it in. I mean, it's not easy for it to be a dead draw since it works with Insect Imitation, so 2 Call of the Haunted. I really just don't have room for it at the moment. I mean, I would like to put it in, but I just don't feel that I got room. 2 Instant Fusion. Again, I had a couple of fusions in here, like 1 level 4, 1 level 5, but the Instant Fusion, again, was just clogging up. It didn't seem to be helping anything whatsoever, so, yeah, took it out. The third is Excalibur, 2 Pot of Duality, and 1 Dark Hole. Dark Hole didn't seem to be helping too much. I mean, I don't think many people even run Dark Hole all that much more. Like a lot of decks just don't consider it that good, and I don't consider it that good. I mean, if I were running just an Inzektor deck, maybe I'd put it in, but since I'm trying to put a Utopia with 2 Zexal weapons on the field first turn, after I do that, I don't want a Dark Hole because it's going to, you know, it's just going to mess up the Utopia, because one of the ZW weapons, I think it's the Lightning Blade, automatically disconnects itself, and then, you know, you might run into problems. So, you know, just not a good idea. And the Pod Duality. Inzektors rely on special summoning so much. I mean, the regular Inzektor deck, I don't remember if I have this in there immediately or not. I might, just to increase the chance of drawing into something good on the first turn, but in actuality, you really should be very hesitant about Rhyme Pop Duality Inzektors, because Inzektors special summon all the time. They do it so much, you know. Alright, so there is the deck list. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's basically it. I'm going to wrap it up. So, yeah. Well, actually, I guess I'll explain a little bit of the combo first, just for those who perhaps don't know Inzektors too terribly well. Let's see. Let's say you got a Ladybug in your hand and an Insect Imitation. Well, you summon the Ladybug, you'll activate the Insect Imitation and special summon the Dragonfly. And if you've got a Dragonfly in your hand, and you got something like a Ladybug in your hand, you don't even have to worry about the Insect Imitation. But obviously, if it's in your deck, you want to be able to special summon it, and the best way is by tributing off a monster for Insect Imitation. So even if it's a Maxi, it doesn't matter, but we'll say Ladybug. Bring out the Inzektor Dragonfly. Bring back a Ladybug and equip it to it. Okay, well then you can disconnect the Ladybug to increase its level by 1. And then Dragonfly's ability activates, you bring back a Centipede. Centipede's effect activates, you equip a Ladybug, and then you disconnect the Ladybug to increase its level by 1. Then his effect activates, you get to add something else to your hand, like, let's say, Hornet. Yeah, why not? Hornet. Now, if you, at this point, if you've got something like Heart of Clear Water, actually, rewind. I said that slightly out of order. If you've got a Heart of Clear Water in your hand or something like that, what you would do is you'd equip the Ladybug to the Dragonfly. You equip the Heart of Clear Water to the Dragonfly, and then it self-destructs. You get another Centipede. So, sorry about that, out of order. You'd activate the Heart of Clear Water first. The point being, you get out another Centipede. So you got 2 Centipedes on the field, and the 1 Dragonfly. You activate the 1 Centipede's ability, equipping a Ladybug, de-equip it, increase its level by 1. His effect activates, you get to add, say, Gigamantis to your hand. Activate Gigamantis' ability, because it can equip itself once in the hand. Equip it to the Dragonfly, use the other Centipede's ability to equip the, let's see, the Hornet that you added with the other Centipede. So then you activate Hornet's ability, killing off the Gigamantis, and Dragonfly's ability will activate once because it was equipped with Gigamantis. Gigamantis' effect activate once, special summoning out another monster. Doesn't matter. I mean, it can be either the Hornet or the Ladybug, just whichever. If you bring back the Ladybug, you have to use one of the Centipede's ability to bring out another Ladybug to your hand. If you bring back the Hornet, you just want to put it back in the grave pretty quickly, which should happen, so it's really not a problem. In any case, let's see, you get 2 new monsters, so you can bring out the other Centipede, the other Centipede. You've used up all 3 by this point, and you can bring out the Hopper. Well, both of their abilities can activate. He's already a level 4, actually, so the other Centipede can equip a Ladybug and increase its level by 2. Suddenly you've got a, let's see, a level 5 Dragonfly because you used his ability. Or no, sorry, it's a level 4. You got a level 4 Dragonfly, a level 4 Hopper, 2 level 5 Centipedes. There you go. You use the Hopper, Dragonfly, go into Utopia, use 2 Centipedes, go into Lion Arms, and if you've got the one of these exo weapons in your hand, you equip it to your Utopia, use Lion Arms, search out the other one. If you don't, you search out one of the ZW cards, probably the Lightning Blade, but whichever one you find works better, equip that. In any case, the point being, you've got, by the turn's end, you got 1 Centipede left on the field, 1 Utopia, 1 ZW Lion Arms, unless you equip it to Utopia, but I would recommend leaving it de-equipped. And you've still got, let's see, you should have 2 or 3 cards left in your hand, depending on if one of them was the ZW card. Now you'll have 2 or 3 cards left in your hand, one of which should be a protection card like Boundless, Phoenix Chain, or Compulse. So that's a very good situation to be in, and a lot of decks actually have a very hard time dealing with the Zexal weapons. I mean, I've seen a lot of players use Zexal weapon decks and beat Elemental Dragons and plenty of other things with them. So it's a very powerful deck, and I think combining them with Inzektors is a fantastic idea. Just because it takes 2 great decks and puts them together, and they work so well together. It's like a hand in glove. But anyway, as always, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. And if you like this video, be sure to check out the other ones on my channel. And any and all constructive criticism is appreciated and accepted. Thank you, everybody. Take care. mistvallymaster signing out.